decision-making as applicable to working with clients or potentially eligible students or individuals in relation to career pathways. Training objectives. Review the definition of ethics, principal ethics, and the Certified Rehabilitation Counselor's 2017 Code of Ethics. Understand the practical applications of ethical codes and GVRA 2021 Client Services Policy Manual when working with individuals regarding career pathways. Discuss the Forrester, Miller, and Davis 2016 Ethical Decision-Making Model. Apply knowledge and ethical decision-making model to case studies. Definition of ethics. Ethics is a counselor's responsibility to uphold the public trust. Ethics guide behavior and appropriate conduct. Ethics hold counselors accountable. Ethics improve professional practice and development. Principal ethics. Beneficence, to do good and prevent harm. Non-maleficence, to do no harm. Autonomy, respecting freedom of choice and self-determination. Fidelity, faithfulness or honoring commitments. Justice, fairness. Veracity, truthfulness. Certified Rehabilitation Counselors 2017 Code of Ethics. These are the issues covered: the counseling relationship, confidentiality, privileged communication and privacy, advocacy and accessibility, professional responsibility, relationships with other professionals, forensic and indirect services, evaluation, assessment and interpretation, teaching, supervision and training, research and publication, technology and distance counseling, business practices, and resolving ethical issues. Let's look at the 2017 Code of Ethics on Confidentiality. B1E states, rehabilitation counselors do not share confidential information without consent from clients or without sound legal or ethical justification, unless there is serious or foreseeable harm and legal requirements. In the case of contagious, life-threatening diseases, regarding court-order disclosures, or suspected abuse. B2D states, when circumstances require the disclosure of confidential information, rehabilitation counselors clarify the nature of information being requested and make reasonable efforts to ensure only necessary information is revealed. At GVRA, any question of breach of confidentiality should be handled with policy and your supervisor. The 2021 VR Client Services Policy Manual on Confidentiality. 110.1.01 states, VR shall hold confidential any information developed, purchased, or provided to the agency regarding any individual seeking services. 112.1.02 states, legal consultation shall be sought in any instance where there is legal notification of pending litigation against VR or its representative. Policy advisors must be contacted before breaking confidentiality. confidentiality. 112.1.03 states, VR staff shall report any of the following to their supervisor and shall immediately notify the policy unit if contact is made or confidential information is requested under any of the following circumstances. VR receives any document designated as a lawsuit, subpoena, request for documents, or deposition. The VR program receives any document designated as an Open Records Act or Freedom of Information Act request. An attorney contacts the VR employee regarding an applicant or client, or a law enforcement officer or other investigator contacts a VR employee regarding an applicant or client. Practical applications of confidentiality as applicable to career pathways. In working with potentially eligible students or individuals, maintain confidentiality as you would for clients. Contact policy advisor before breaking confidentiality. If policy advisors advise to break confidentiality to protect the welfare of a client, only disclose necessary information. The 2017 Code of Ethics, Responsibility to Legal Guardians and Parents. B.5.b says, rehabilitation counselors inform parents and legal guardians about the role of rehabilitation counselor and the confidential nature of the counseling relationship. Rehabilitation counselors are sensitive to the cultural diversity of families and respect the inherent rights and responsibilities of parents, guardians, over the welfare of their children and charges according to law. Rehabilitation counselors work to establish as appropriate collaborative relationships with parents, guardians, to best serve clients. The CSPM on responsibility to legal guardians and parents. 106.1.03 states, the parents of an individual who is a minor, i.e. under the age of 18 years, shall be presumed to be the individual's authorized representative unless parental rights have been terminated as documented by a certified copy of the court order. 106.1.04 states, when an individual purports to act as a reportable individual, applicant's, client's, authorized representative based on legal guardianship, the individual shall provide to the VR program a certified copy of the court order assigning guardianship. No additional consent by the reportable individual, applicant, or client is required. What is an ethical dilemma? In an ethical dilemma, a choice must be made between different courses of action. There are significant consequences for taking either course of action. Each course of action can be supported by ethics, laws, and GVRA or VR policy. The ethical principles supporting the unchosen course of action will be compromised. Best practices indicate that consultation is an important part of resolving ethical dilemmas. Forrester, Miller, and Davis, 2016, Ethical Decision-Making Model. Here are the essential elements. 1. Identify the problem. 2. Apply the 2017 Code of Professional Ethics for Rehabilitation Counselors and 2021 Client Services Policy Manual. 3. Determine the nature and dimensions of the dilemma. 4. Generate potential courses of action. 5. Consider the potential consequences of all options and determine a course of action. 6. Evaluate the selected course of action. 7, implement the course of action. A more detailed document on this decision-making model is part of this module.